Hi everyone, and welcome back to a new season of Fall Sports Update. I'm Chloe Lumbo, and joining me behind the bench this season is my fellow senior, Luke DePietro.
Thanks for the warm welcome, Chloe. I'm excited to dive into all of our fall sports season recaps.
Wayland High School had a very successful fall season, with all of the sports teams making it into the playoffs or an equivalent tournament like DCL's.
Some teams went even above and beyond, as boys soccer, girls volleyball, and football all finished in the top 10 of their respective divisions.
Because of the success of the sports teams, a lot of teams had first-round home games, including girls and boys soccer and volleyball. Field hockey also had a home game, but it was in the preliminary round.
Speaking of field hockey, let's see how their season went.
Hi, my name is Ridley Keegan. I will be going over the field hockey season. Let's have a peek at some highlights.
Field hockey ended the season 2-15-1, but it is important to know they had one of the toughest schedules in Division II, playing primarily Division I teams. They made the prelim game against Everett and won 2-0 in a thriller. This booked their ticket to the playoffs, and in the playoffs they played against Somerset Berkeley Regional, the number 2 seed. But sadly, they lost 0-10. Although it was an unfortunate ending, it was still a season filled with fun and friendship. The highlight of the season was the prelim game against Everett because the team was mostly made up of boys and because it got them into the playoffs. The captains from this season were Finley Knapp, Lily Cern, and Kate Ellenbogen. Some players to pay attention to next year are Zoe Garcia, Anya Chase, Kate Goodman, and Kira Hines. They were all named next year's varsity captains. The DCL All-Stars for the season were Lily Cern and Jane Tardif. Lily Cern got DCL All-Conference and Jane Tardif got DCL All-Star. Overall, it was a great season and they are looking forward to the next season and many more.
Thanks for that report. It was another year of field hockey not having boys on the team, but we did play a few that had them. Speaking of boys sports, Luke, you're on the football team, right? How did you guys do this year? I know you had a good year last year.
We had an even better year this year. I'd love to talk all about it, but I'm going to let our insightful reporters dive into our season.
Hi everyone, I'm Carolina Stoya and I will be detailing Wayland football's impressive season. Let's check out the clip.
The Wayland Warrior football team had a great 2024 season, making it into the playoffs. Their regular season record was 9-2, and they ended up making it to the Elite 8 in the playoffs, ranked 10th. Their game of the year was their upset win in the first round of the playoffs against the 7th seed Burlington, who was ranked 3 ahead of them. It was a close back-and-forth game that ended in a 48-44 win for the Warriors. Player of the year was Max Dressens. All league winners were Owen Finnegan and Michael Caulfield. Defensive player of the year was Jaden Kaufman. Lineman of the year was Ben Hines. And the DCL All-Stars were Braden Licklider, Luke DePietro, and John Chowsey. Honorable mentions were Nathan Toby and Peyton Moran. Players to look for next year are Michael Caulfield, Dylan Englehart, Ambrose Walton, and Aiden Curry.
Thanks for all that great information on football. Glad to know they had a great year, especially considering how many seniors they had this season.
Definitely a big transition from sophomore year when we lost every game but one. Luckily, this year was a whole lot better.
You know who else was really good this year? Girls volleyball. They had a great season and continued their success from last year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were the only Wayland team to make it all the way to the Final Four this season.
Let's hear all the details from our next reporter.
Hi, I'm Jaden Kaufman here with the girls volleyball season. Let's see the highlights. The Wayland girls volleyball team finished this year with a record of 13-4, placing them 3rd in D3. Wayland went into the playoffs starting with a bye in the first round, and then they went up against Swampscott and Greater New Bedford, sweeping them 3-0. They then went up against Bishop Fenwick, beating them the round of 8, 3-1, which in result sent them to the Final Four for the first time ever in Wayland history. This is unfortunately where their playoff run would end though, but I spoke to senior Esme Corcano on what her favorite moment in the season was. She said that the match against Lincoln Sudbury was her favorite game during the season. She said that although they lost, she thinks that they played their best, so it still feels as though it was a win to them. This season they had 3 DCL All-Stars, with it being all seniors. They were Abby Bennett, Samantha Lee, and Tristan Chow. The captains for the season were senior Abby Bennett, Samantha Lee, Tristan Chow, and junior Anna Yalley. Some players I recommend to watch for next year are Annie Yalley, Willa Surratt, and Jubin Kim.
Thanks for the inside scoop on the girls' volleyball season. Hopefully the boys have similar success in the spring. I know they're looking to go deep in the playoffs after being a set away from the state championship last year.
Another team that made a deep playoff run was our boys soccer team. They made it all the way to the quarterfinals before falling to the number 2 seeded Mansfield Hornets.
More about their season is coming from our next reporter.
Hi, my name is Zoe Middleset, and I will be breaking down the boys' soccer season. Let's take a look at the clips. Let's get into the boys' soccer season. The boys ended the regular season with a record of 7 wins, 7 losses, and 2 ties. And the boys finished 7th in the Division II power rankings. They made a good run in the playoffs, earning 2 home game wins, and they sadly ended their season in a loss against Mansfield. The team had an exciting senior night, beating Tewksbury Memorial 5-1. The captains this year were Lucas Yemen, Jack Gavron, and Riley Martins. Stay tuned for next year with some players to watch, including Brady Babineau, Kevin Cloutke, and Will Cloutke. When I asked a player what the highlight of their season was, they said the team's best game was when they took on Bedford because the team chemistry was off the charts and they won by 2 decisive goals. Back to you guys.
What a turnaround season for the team. They went from losing in the first round to making a deep run.
And staying on the soccer pitch, the girls' soccer team had a lot of success this year as well, securing a home playoff game before an upsetting loss to Westfield.
To tell us more about their season, our next field reporter.
Hey guys, I'm Solomon Dwyer here with the 2024 Girls Soccer Recap. The Girls made it to the first round of playoffs but lost 1-0 in overtime, finishing their season off with a 4-4-4 record. Let's take a look at their tremendous season. Leading the girls for the 2024 season were Captain Zoe Middleset, Jackie Rainfield, and Annie McColgan. This season had 3 college commits for soccer, with Maeve Moran heading to Union, Jackie Rainfield going to Williams, and Zoe Middleset off to Bates. Coach D said that the best game was the second Weston game. The top goal scorer was Zoe Middleset with 7 goals, and said her favorite part about being on the team was beating Weston in the second game. Olivia Yumna, the only freshman on varsity this year, said her favorite part about being on the team was becoming friends with the upperclassmen and being able to play alongside her sister. Players to look out for next season are both Avery and Olivia Yumna and Annie Melander. The DCL All-Stars and future 2025 captains are to be announced at the Girls Soccer Banquet on December 12th.
Thanks for that recap. Chloe, did you know a soccer player on average runs 7 miles every game?
I did not. That's crazy. Speaking of running, how did our cross-country team do this year?
You know, I'm not sure. Let's head down to our next field reporter to find out.
Hi, my name is Michael Keenan, and I'll be going over the boys and girls cross-country season. Let's take a look at the highlights.
Led by captains Luke Chisholm, Will Jackson, Owen Williams, and Jack Good, the boys cross-country team had a 3-3 record and placed 6th at the D2 state meet, their best placement since divisions realigned. Senior captain Luke Chisholm placed 3rd, and senior captain Will Jackson placed 10th, 2 of the highest individual placements for Wayland runners in a long time. Luke and Will were also awarded as DCL All-Stars. On top of that, Luke won team MVP and will be racing at the Division I Elon University program next year. One runner to look out for next season is freshman Syriac Schaff, who had an outstanding season, winning 3 freshman invitationals, placing 2nd at an invitational, and winning the DCL freshman meet. Freshmen Brady Foley and Brendan Hops are also 2 to look out for next season. Next year's captains will be Leo Ciccarelli and Matthew Tan. The girls cross-country team this season was led by captains Arya Sumaratunga and Naomi Rice. Arya and freshman Mia Rent both qualified for states, where Mia medaled and received all-state honors. Congrats to cross-country on a fantastic season.
I have so much respect for all the running our cross-country athletes do. I know it's hard work.
Yeah, it sure is. Congrats to senior Luke Chisholm on his commitment to run at Elon University next year.
On that note, our last sport we'll be covering is the golf team.
Captain Spencer Cates helped me get my driving range to a whole nother level this year. I'm interested to see how their season went under his leadership.
Here with more information is our next field reporter.
My name is Ben Hines, and I'm here to bring you this season's golf highlights. Let's look at some clips.
A highlight for the team this year was Spencer Cates' phenomenal performance over Bedford, where he shot a 28, which is a new school record here at Wayland. Some returning players to watch are junior Cooper Stoll, sophomore Nolan Greenfield, and sophomore Matthew Muscoffian. DCL All-Stars of the team were just Spencer, DCL All-Conference Spencer Cates, and DCL Foley MVP was Spencer. Lone captain this season was Spencer Cates. The record of the team was 3-8, and the 2 seniors were Michael Frank and Spencer Cates. Cates said his favorite part of being on the team was being able to meet new people outside of town. Cates also had a very successful TikTok account called Skates Hole of the Day, where he posted a hole of the day playing in some of his matches with some out-of-town guys. This account garnered 251 followers over the season.
Thanks for a great report. All in all, Wayland had a great fall season of sports.
I agree, Luke. Our athletes really are on another level.
3 of our fall athletes are already committed to play at the collegiate level, with plenty more expected to make decisions as the year goes on.
Congratulations to all of our fall athletes. We will see you next time for Winter Sports Update. I'm Chloe Zlembo.
And I'm Luke DePietrofroyo. Thanks for watching.